So if you're a crafter and haven't been living under a rock in the last week or haven't been too distracted by TikTok, you probably know that JoAnn Fabrics is probably going to go out of business. Well, they had a good run, right? They existed back in 1943 under a different name called Cleveland Fabric Shop. And the most interesting story about JoAnn is the fact that there was a second store in Cleveland that that started in 1948. And those two stores together decided to combine and make JoAnn's, which is apparently the names of the daughters of the owners, Joan Zimmerman and Jacqueline Ann Rossman. I honestly don't know how to pronounce that, but I'll spell it out for you right here. Anyway, so 63 was probably when the store took off as it's known today. And it's literally everywhere, right? I mean, small town USA, big town USA, they're all over the place. So what happened? I'm only giving you an abbreviated history because this is where they started. And since this is the end, well, we kind of know how that works, right? So the store, let's fast forward a little bit. In 2010, the store underwent a buyout, stock buyout. So every stockholder ended up making $61 a share off of this purchase. This is 2010, 2011. I think 2011 was the day that it was done. And 99% of the shareholders approved it. So why not? So now it's back to a private store and it's been running privately ever since. Here's the problem. I think along the way, they forgot their origin. Fabrics. Not home decor. Fabrics. And now, today as it stands in 2025, when you go into any JoAnn, it's probably 60% fleece. 60%, it's probably, I'm pretty sure that the number is wrong, but walking through there, it's mostly fleece. And I'm in the South, and it's still fleece. Now this year, I mean, it's kind of cold, but who's really buying fleece? Definitely not cosplayers. At least not cosplayers who are trying to go for any semblance of accuracy. But they also sell quilting type stuff too, which quite frankly you can see through. So I will say that I do have a certain bias against JoAnn's, and not for the reasons that are listed, but just for other reasons that I'll explain in a little bit. But that deal that JoAnn did back in 2010, 2011, that was in March. So March isn't a really good month for them because March of 2025, if they don't acquire a buyer by that point, or I think it's March 15th, if they don't acquire a buyout by that point, they're going to be gone for good. So which means that this creates a crafting desert for millions of people in the country, and it sucks. It really does suck. But there's lessons to be learned here, and I'm hoping that at some point somebody somewhere actually learns them, because crafting, it's kind of like a thing that you have to do. And if you don't have any way of being able to touch fabrics like this sweater, I love this sweater. I touch it. It has so nice texture. So if I can't go into a fabric store and touch the fabric that I want to buy, that's a problem. Big problem. And it is for a lot of people as well. Now there are a lot of great stores online that you could purchase from that are relatively cheaper and quite frankly probably has a higher quality, but there's nothing that will ever replicate being able to touch fabric. So you remember when I just said that March is a bad month for JoAnn? Well, last March 2024, they entered in I guess there was like a bankruptcy where they had to restructure. Entered a deal to not only reduce their debt, but also they got like over 100 million in capital. So you would think that cutting down your nonsense and actually paying for important things like staff. They didn't staff their stores. Unfortunately, the people who work there, they're directly affected. The people that work their warehouses, they're directly affected. People that actually have businesses that rely on the fabrics that JoAnn sells, they're going to be screwed too. So in all of this, it's like, where did they lose themselves? Well, for me, JoAnn lost themselves probably around 2015. And I'll tell you why. I ordered something from JoAnn and it wasn't great. It It's like, so I was like, okay, fine, risk of online ordering, didn't order again, went straight to the store all the time. I was like, you know what, I need this. And I didn't really get heavy into crafting until about 2016, 2017. And so as the years progressed, they decided, oh, online shopping, we're having online presence, coupons, lots and lots of coupons. Yeah, there's ding number one for me, the coupons. So it used to be where you could go into JoAnn, get a coupon for 20% off of a single cut of fabric. It didn't matter that the cut of fabric was on sale, off sale. It was a single cut of fabric, and it was great, especially if you had that one big project that you needed like ample amount of yards on. It's like, hey, give me 10 yards. Cool, 20% off. But then the policy changed. The policy changed to where then it was 20% off of a regular priced fabric. Okay, fine, sure, not an issue. I'll just buy the things that are not on sale. Here's the problem. Somewhere along the way, I don't remember what year, but I remember that this was my next to last encounter to JoAnn's, where I went into the store and I decided that I wanted to use my coupon. I went to the shelf. There were no sale tags. I went to the website because I wanted to make sure the item was not on sale at any point, at any time, anything, right? And get to the register. Yeah, you can't use this coupon because it's on sale. I'm pretty sure that that's how my face was. Because I can't silence my face, unfortunately. And it's amazing that transaction alone was enough for me to say, you know what, I'm just going to go buy online. And so I started shopping on fabric.com, which, by the way, Amazon destroyed, but whatever. Another story. That's a whole nother video. And so stop shopping for JoAnn, whatever. And then the pandemic happened. I'm like, oh, I need projects. I need to be able to work on things. So order online, pick up in store, or, curbside. Easy, right? Or get it shipped, whatever. Ordered products online. Maybe 2 or 3 days later. Yeah, we don't have that in stock. It's like, okay. So you gonna refund me? No? What? I'm sorry? It took me 6 weeks to get my refund from JoAnn Fabric. And I'm pretty sure that the people who founded the store back in 1943 are probably, if they knew about this, they'd be so upset. Because I ordered something. I didn't get that item because it was out of stock. It only took them a couple days to let me know it was out of stock. And then I didn't get a refund for 6 weeks. It was back and forth through emails. Hey, I ordered this. This is order number. I have not seen a refund because it was out of stock. No response. Then I was like, okay, let me do socials or whatever. No response. But then, magically, my refund came. I'm guessing that I reached the right person, right? And you would think that in all of that time, that maybe during the pandemic, if they had issues with knowing if things were out of stock or in stock, maybe they should have said, pause, let's figure out logistics. But it got worse. I'm like, how do you get worse? How do you get worse from not telling people that there's something in stock, you don't have it? And then, so naturally, I'm like, okay. I want to support businesses that make efforts. And when I say make efforts, I actually mean like you actually see, improvement, because my thing is everybody has a bad day. A company could have a bad day. A person could have a bad day. A pet could have a bad day. Whatever. Doesn't matter. So I was like, okay, gonna go order elsewhere. No issues. But then the very last visit for JoAnn, it was something so basic. I found a bolt of fabric that was on clearance that had the little dot on it. I was like, cool, I'm gonna buy the whole bolt. They decided to charge me full price. Now for the record, this is my local stores. Has no bearing on anything nationwide, but I guarantee you that there are stories out there just like mine about their products, about their customer service. But yeah, they charged me full price. I was like, you know what? You can keep this. Never went back. Okay, no. I did go back one time, and that's because I ran out of thread, and Dragon Con was literally 2 days away. So I'm like, I have no choice. They have the color I need. I'm gonna go get it and come back. Well, now I found myself a nice online website that I can get my brand of thread, and I never have to touch JoAnn ever again. But that last time that I went into JoAnn, it was home decor. I felt like I was walking into a Home Goods. I have never, ever, ever seen the store so crowded with random items that you can't change. I could see if it was, like actual proper crafting supplies, like kind of like in Michael's. But like you're talking about stuff that you put on your door, stuff that's built in plastic, that's already decorated. That's, you have the little random mugs, the little cutesy sayings. I mean, who buys that stuff really? But aside from that, where were the employees? I'm like, how do you survive as a business if you don't have anybody there working? The fact that, saw a long line for cutting fabric, and you had one person there handling everything. And kudos to that one person. I hope that person found a better paying job, because that's where they should have spent the $100 million that they got last year. They should have staffed their stores. They should have gave people raises to actually care about their jobs. But no, I'm pretty sure they didn't do that. And I have my feelings about it. And at this point, I am fortunate enough to have a store that's local, that's actually really good with fabric. And if I didn't have that store, then I have a list of websites that I will actually provide at the end of this video, because I think it's worth it to actually go and patronize these businesses, because JoAnn's failed to do their job that started in 1943 and to provide actual fabrics. So I hope they survive, and I hope in their survival they improve. But if they're not going to improve, please just shut the lights off, and I hope everybody else finds something a lot better.